No sooner had the man fired the signal flare than a search and rescue team suddenly appeared out of nowhere. The group immediately began shouting for help and excitement. But their injured teammate urged them to flee at once. After all, if they were a real search and rescue team, why weren't they carrying backpacks? And the timing of their arrival was far too suspicious. It was highly likely they weren't human at all. But before he could finish speaking, the figure across from them drew a gun and fired. The teammate, trying to cover the others, was tragically killed. In the chaos, they fled to a secret Soviet base, but after the mysterious assailants wounded them, they stopped pursuing them. Instead, they locked the gates from the outside. As if they'd deliberately lured them inside, they thought they could finally catch their breath. But little did they know that this long-abandoned base harbored man-eating monsters. 1959, the Ural Mountains, Soviet Union. 9 experienced climbers vanished without a trace overnight. But when the search and rescue team found them, they discovered the tents had been slashed open from the inside. Everyone had run barefoot into a blizzard with temperatures of minus 30 degrees Celsius. The manner of death for several team members was particularly bizarre. Some had shattered skulls. Others had broken ribs, as if they had suffered violent impacts. Even more bizarrely, the tongue of one female team member had vanished. The official conclusion consisted of just one sentence: a powerful, unknown force. Yet the authorities could not explain where the large amounts of radioactive material found on their bodies had come from. Several years later, a female scholar named Holly learned of this incident and became deeply intrigued. She decided to assemble her own professional mountaineering team to journey to the snow-capped mountains and personally uncover the truth of what happened back then. The team members included sound engineer Denise. Here, the camera gives Denise a close-up shot. This is to show us that Denise is very strong. Next are the mountaineering experts Andy and Hauser, who both possess extensive climbing experience and wilderness survival skills. Once the team was assembled, they underwent a brief acclimatization training and prepared to set off. The camera cuts to Holly, who pulls out her plane ticket, looking full of confidence. Soon, the group arrived at a small town at the foot of the Ural Mountains, but their first stop was a mental hospital. According to records, there was one survivor from the original mountaineering team, who, due to a sudden illness, was unable to climb the mountain with the other 9 after the others met with an accident. The authorities feared he might spread rumors, so they locked him up here. Finally, the group set up their equipment and prepared to go inside for an interview, but were chased away by the staff.
È morto.
Cosa?
Andatevene.
Come è morto?
Andate via!
Just as they thought they'd have to return empty-handed, they saw an elderly man by a second-floor window holding up a sign, only to be pulled away by staff immediately afterward. Since they didn't understand Russian, the team decided to film the scene, to translate it later. Night soon fell, and the team went out to wander the streets. In search of more footage, they found a bar. Upon entering the bar, they instantly became the center of attention, Americans standing out like a sore thumb in this setting. Fortunately, the owner spoke English. Upon learning that they planned to film an expedition at the site of the incident, the owner was initially surprised, but then expressed great admiration for their courage. He even specially mixed them a drink. The group raised their glasses and drank them dry. The owner then pointed to a photo and said, "The 9 people who perished back then also drank this very drink before they left." Right after that, a local man named Sergey overheard their conversation and offered to give them a free ride there. The scene cuts to the 5 of them sitting in the back of an open-top truck. Upon arriving at their destination, Sergey explained that he had come to visit his aunt that day. To their even greater surprise, his aunt had participated in the search and rescue operation back then. After obtaining her consent for the interview, Holly asked the driver to help translate the phrase they had seen the day before.
State lontano.
The scene shifts indoors, where the group learned even more shocking news from the aunt. It turned out that a total of 11 bodies had been discovered back then. The 2 extra bodies were extremely eerie. There was a strange machine next to the bodies, and their features were also unusually grotesque. They didn't look human at all. However, this incident was never reported to the public. Instead, the military secretly removed and sealed them away. Hearing this, everyone's heart sank, but then came uncontrollable excitement, because they would soon be getting closer to the truth. The group chatted and laughed all the way there, unaware that something incredibly terrifying was about to happen.